about this is that, and you've shown me this new BlackBerry app from Michelin, and it has a real functionality. And tell us, Clive, why that was important to make this app complete, not just another web browser that's going to launch. It's really complete here. Why was that important?
We find that it's very
just mentioned and find one, and then save those to your favorites, right?
That's correct. Well, we're very proud of our nationwide coverage. We have got great dealers and Travel Plaza partners working with us.
Right.
And we just want to be easy to do business with. We want to make it easy to find our products and get back on the road. It's all about uptime, and we're really trying to use technology. We're all spoiled these days. We expect everything to be at our fingertips, and we feel tires should be no different. We have the coverage. We have the network. We just want to be easy to do business with, and we want to get them up and running and let them be able to find those great dealers and Travel Plazas out there.
Yeah.
And you're right, they can do it one of two ways through the application. They can use Michelin On Call, where we handle the emergency roadside service call for them,
right,
or they can use the app itself to find the closest dealers to them and even save them, send them to a friend, or the dispatcher can send it to the trucker. It's a whole new world, and it's very exciting. It's given us lots of new ideas and platforms. I mean, really, we challenge ourselves as a team every day. What can we do better? You know, how can we utilize this environment where things are improving and access to information to make us easier to do business with?
Sure.
So not just about improving the product every day and, you know, how it performs. We've done very well in that. We want to be easy to do business with.
And I think, Clive, it's also important to point out here, they may have heard, but in case it bears repeating, in case they haven't heard, Michelin has recently enhanced the Michelin On Call emergency road service. The number, real simple, 1-800-TIRE-91.
Approved list is equal.
Right.
Like just because it made the list, you know, they're all fuel efficient.
Right.
And they are all fuel efficient. They had to meet standards, but there's differences among that list.
Yeah, there's a difference between meeting a minimum standard and then going beyond that.
Going beyond, and we've gone beyond, and we're very proud of where we've gone, and we encourage you to try it yourself, or at a minimum, go to MichelinTruck.com. Look up the rolling resistance of the X1XT8 Energy tire versus the other tires that are on the SmartWay list. We have competitor information as well.
Sure.
Or run our calculator yourself, our fuel savings calculator, and you can see the numbers.
Yeah.
You can go to our GoWideSaveGreen.com. We'll take you straight into that X1 area within the MichelinTruck.com website. And there's lots of testimonials of big customers and small customers, and they're all saying the same thing, that they save fuel, and we're saying up to 10%, and that's what we've seen.
Right, and again, this 3,000-mile third-party testing is important because, as you mentioned, you wanted to prove it. You wanted to put that to the test, and that, to me, is something where, again, drivers can make that comparison.
And you can see a video of that test on our website, and, you know, it was to the point of people radioing each other and saying, okay, sync, turn on the air condition, do this at the exact same time. We try to control as many factors as possible.
Sure.
You can see exactly which factors we control. You can see the test. You can see the video of the test. We'll put all our cards on the table, and we feel like we have the winner.
Right. Well, this is terrific. And, again, go to the website, GoWideSaveGreen.com. You've heard me say it on the air. And check it out for yourself. I always tell drivers, you know, don't believe a word I say. Go check it out for yourself. Would you say, Jay, before we let you go, one of the common misconceptions even today is that a lot of drivers believe that, you know, every tire out there is essentially the same. They're kind of all equal. I mean, do you see that quite a bit, that they kind of believe, well, there's not much difference here and there?
Well, you see all over the board. There's beliefs everywhere. I believe that we've actually seen the swing the other way in more recent years. As I believe that due to the consolidation of the trucking industry, you know, the ones that have thrived and survived really have to know where their dollars are going, and bottom line, have the sophistication to track the mileage, to track the total cost of ownership, is what we call it.
Right.
The fuel efficiency, the maintenance, the number of retreads, how long that casing lasts. I mean,
Right.
today's truck driver is very sophisticated, and that's why we're bringing them solutions like phone applications. So I believe that trucking is a different game today, and they've embraced technology, and we want to help. You know, that's something Michelin, for over 100 years, our heritage, we've always put technology at the forefront. We've always been part of trying to be an innovator in the industry, and help take the mobility to a new level. And it's just now, with the costs being what they are and the economy coming out of what we've come out of, you know, people have to be smart to be in this industry, and I think they see the differences. So I think, actually, ironically, in tight times, you see that people really start to appreciate and pay attention to the cost.
Clive, from your perspective, if you're talking to the average driver at a show like the Great American Trucking Show, based on the mission statement there at...
Yeah, you know, it's funny because you look at when you think about that, because just yesterday watching television, I think it was you know, and just going through stuff as I'm eating, you know, dinner around 4:15, and Cheers was on. And there it was, and there's Norm, and there's Cliff.
Yeah, our old friend John Ratzenberger.
Yes, John Ratzenberger, Cliff, and he goes to the old payphone. And I thought, you know, the payphone in that hallway there. And I thought to myself, there he is, you know.
Do kids even know what that is? You think someone like, I don't know, 10, 15, 12 years old, do they know what that is? Do they know what
a payphone?
Yeah. Would they understand? Would they even understand the technology?
And the thing is, and I bring up Cheers because it takes you back to the 80s and early 90s when nobody had a cell phone. But I will be honest with you, I don't even know whether there's payphones out there because I'm never looking for one. So I don't even know if I know they exist in airports still. But other than airports, I have no idea. Are there any payphones anywhere in a street corner? I can't tell you.
I don't hang out on street corners anymore. Not since that one thing.
Not since the heavy metal days.
Well, and then that other incident.
So
all the supportive apps. I remember, Courtney, when I started first hearing about apps, when I first started experiencing apps, it seemed kind of like the internet, kind of like mobile devices did at first, and that was, well, that's nice and neat, and then all of a sudden functionality started to come around. So now we see these devices, we see the supportive apps and everything else, and we realize a lot of this just seems like it was custom made for this industry. Talk about how this technology really extends now into the insurance industry as well, from a First Guard perspective.
Sure. I will definitely highlight what First Guard does technology-wise. We definitely embrace technology. We're not afraid of it. There's always, you know, this comment in the office that we are a technology company that provides insurance. Because we just embrace it very much. So with the smartphones, I think something as small as a smartphone is very important for a lease owner-operator to succeed in their business and to push themselves ahead of the rest. You know, lease operators maybe in the past could have been stereotyped as low-tech savvy, but being at this truck show and seeing all the technology that is being used and the mobile devices and the applications and talking to our customers and potential customers and seeing these phones that they have and that they use for their business. Obviously, you know, technology is at the forefront and they're embracing that as well. And First Guard puts that in their face as far as, you know, we offer Trucker One, which is an iPhone app for our customers. And also for just the trucking industry. They can get a discount if they're a leased operator and have insurance with First Guard by having a Trucker One. We're also in the development stages and coming soon for an application for other smartphones for the Droid. So we're going to expand our market share and offer it to all those who use other smartphones besides the iPhone. You know, from everything really at the claims process that way.
Right.
We email. We use a lot of email and correspondence and try to get paperless as much as we can.
Right.
We've started using a application that allows our audience to sign electronically. So we're eliminating the paper that way and using it electronically to have this paperwork signed as well and get it faster. It's just a more efficient way of doing business, both for the trucker and for First Guard as well.
You make that point, and I was just thinking that it's efficiency on both ends because, again, there is this data here is so important. Obviously, documents are so important, but when we think of documents, especially in this industry, we think of paper. We think of stacks of paper. In the case of, I'm sure, at First Guard, back in the day, like any business, you would have stacks and stacks and boxes, and then all of a sudden warehouses filled with paper. And all of that has gone away. But what this is about, it's not about necessarily about just paperless, but about that efficiency, about that I guess, supply chain of information.
Right.
And that's what it's about. It's about information. We say information technology, but it is. It's this exchange of information. As you mentioned, being able to receive an electronic signature is huge. Being able for an owner-operator out there, being able to get something on their device and know that it's there, it's stored for them, is terrific because it allows everyone that's in this scenario to focus on what it is they do. And at First Guard, of course, it's insurance.
It is.
For the drivers, it's about getting that next load. And it's terrific. Does it surprise you when you look at the industry today, how far we've come when it comes to the end user and the application of this technology? Does it just make you stand back and say, wow?
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. And I think it's just going at lightning speed.
It really is.
So it's really exciting to see it and to experience it, both from being a vendor at First Guard and then seeing it used out in our market as well.
Right.
But just as a human and as a person just living day to day, just to see how technology is really just capturing us all.
Yeah.
That's Courtney Wilson again with First Guard Insurance, and we appreciate their time. That's where we're going. Everything's going to be paperless, but it's this, again, the delivery of that information that's lightning fast. They're going to have